Hello, I'm Nancy. I'm in group 3 of the Immersive Media Lab for 2020. I've really been enjoying this semester. I've been working on different things, researching VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, and also 3D printing. So in the beginning with VR and AR, I just wanted to learn about the technical aspects of it. I was kind of familiar with it, being in VR, using AR. But I decided to look at some of the technical side and then move into the visual part. And it was really great to learn about visual storytelling in VR and do some experimenting with AR. Lately, though, I've been working on 3D printing. So I know a lot of people think about 3D printing as, oh, you can make fun little models and things like that. But what's the practical purpose? I was even like that at first. I own a 3D printer, well, my husband and I do, and he uses it a lot to make different things, little models of things, but he also makes practical things, like he made accessories for a 3D printer. And I've been interested in 3D printing for a long time. One of the things I found interesting with 3D printing that got my attention right away was seeing the 3D prosthetics, 3D prosthetic hands for children. An artist actually came up with the concept. He didn't do it for that purpose initially. He did it to be able to have a prosthetic for steampunk. But a lot of people saw it and thought, oh, this would really be great for children because you can inexpensively 3D print a hand, and then when they grow out of it, you can make another one as they grow. So that really caught my attention, and for years, but I didn't do anything about following up on 3D printing. When I had the opportunity to work in the Immersive Media Lab, 3D printing was definitely on my agenda. It took me a little while to get here this semester, and I really was thinking of it for what could I do that would be practical. And I found that I really had to start off with the basics, and I'm still in basic mode, understanding the equipment, understanding what type of filament, is it PLA, just kind of learning the different things it can do. I'm using an app on my iPhone called Trinio, and I'm scanning objects. The first object I scanned, I like to start complicated, is one of my old folding cameras. It's a 1930s folding camera. The scan turned out well. However, it had a lot of errors. So when I went to make it into a 3D, into a file, an STL for printing, it was like, no, it had all these errors. So I was trying to think of something practical I could scan, but a lot of things had openings, like vases have openings, or they had a lot of different features. So I picked a crocheted adipose. For you Doctor Who fans, you will recognize a little adipose. If you don't watch Doctor Who, look it up. They're so cute. So I decided to scan something really simple shape, closed all the way around, and to see how this would turn out. So I'll show you my scans, and then I decided to print this. All right, we'll see how the little adipose turned out. So this is my setup, the little adipose. In the hallway so I could walk around him. This is me using the Trinio app. I went around almost 3 times. It's really bouncy because I sped it up really fast, so you didn't have to see the really long version of it. This is seeing him in AR through the app. It's interesting seeing the little holes on the bottom. He's fun to move around. Here you can also try to put him next to the real one that I scanned. It's kind of fun to use this AR app this way. So I first opened this in Mesh Lab, but then I realized I was using Mesh Mixer, which was easier to use. You can see I'm trying to get rid of some of the extra material here, that black base on the bottom. Just going through the tutorials that I have on the left-hand side. So I used the inspector to check for defects, and it came up with several. I also did auto repair to get a lot of those taken care of. I still had some holes though, as you can see. So I worked on taking care of those, smoothing out the skin, checking again for some holes. I had some small holes. Then once I got it ready, there's still some interesting things on here. Then I did an export as a binary STL into and imported this into Cura to prep it for 3D printing. I accidentally made it so tiny. So then I had to increase it by 2,000%. You can see where I'm getting it ready in Cura for 3D printing. I have red PLA just as a contrast. I used white. I changed the height to 1.5 inches and reduced the infill, so the time went down from an hour and a half to 44 minutes. This is a view of my time lapse with my camera of the 3D printer. While it's going, here's a really quick time lapse. Actually, it was a lot quicker. I slowed it down for this. And here's the finished adipose with his little supports, and then next to the one I scanned, and next to the calibration cat that I made a while ago. I used a marker to put his face on. So isn't he adorable? So the adipose is 7 inches and the little one is 1.5. Thanks for watching.